Hey guys, so today we are recording our Enhancement 5 uh, uh, enhancement, I guess, and this is us creating some filters and just some client-side validation and server-side validation, making our form sticky and all that jazz. So to begin with, we'll just go through the basics. I added in some filter statements with some of our items here. That way, when someone enters in something, we can filter out, the stuff that we really need. And so we did that with the category name for when we are creating a new category, and then also with the products with all these filters for the different items here in our when creating a product. And then going through um, the products as well as the category, I added in this PHP statement, which basically makes the form sticky. So then, if say you leave the web page, or if you refresh it, if you have this statement in here, it basically allows the last input that you put in to stay. Obviously, we don't want to do that if there was something like a password, because that would give some bad access, basically. And so yeah, that's to make the form sticky, I believe. Other than that, I guess, oh yeah, created a new functions PHP page that holds different functions like our nav bar. We were to put our dynamic nav menu in this functions table, and I called it nav. And so basically I can go into the controller, and instead of having to type out all that code, I can just say nav and then putting that require once, so then it can pull the nav from the functions PHP. So viewing our page here, if we go ahead and run this file, so add in a new category. If we don't put anything in, it's going to say please fill out this field, because in our add categories as well as our add product, we said at the end of the input that it's going to be required. So no matter what, the user has to put in something in order to continue with the form or to submit the form. So I don't know, we'll just put dogs. So then, I mean, it shows up here because of last week's enhancement. We were able to put in those new categories right into the table, right into our category table, as well as putting it into our dynamic menu. And then with the products, same thing. It's gonna be required, so it's gonna ask us to fill these things out. So if I just put in a random thing like speaker, a loudspeaker. Now say I just left it as that. Because it's sticky, say I refresh the page, it didn't work. It did earlier. Hang on. Well, doesn't work now, but I promise it was working earlier. Probably something with my refreshing the page. One problem I do have with this is, even if I do fill out this whole form, for some reason it still tells me that I am missing something, like I'm leaving one item out, which I don't understand why that is doing that. But yeah. So that is this week's enhancement. Obviously, there's still a lot to improve on, still a lot to fix. But the coding wise, I mean, I believe I understand how it works. So thank you, and hopefully this will